I'm going to show you how to set up Google Business Apps for your website email. The alternative is to use a web-based email system like Squirrel Mail. A lot of times these web-based email systems are included with your hosting, or they're sold to you. If you use DreamHost as your host, they encourage you to use Google Business Apps, and I do. Really, it's just the best bang for your buck because it's free, and you get the power of Gmail only at your own custom domain. So here's an example of it for adventurepaul.com. I've got I've got several different email addresses at adventurepaul.com. Some of them go to the same place and I can respond in the same account. Others have separate accounts. When I write an email, this email is coming from me at adventurepaul.com, but as you can tell, it looks just like I'm in Gmail. You couldn't really tell the difference. I can use any one of Google products that I can power with my Gmail. I can power with this email address also. For example, your Google Plus, your Google Drive, your calendar, etc., your contacts. These are all things that, just like a regular Gmail account, basically, like I said, they're identical, and that way you can really make this your primary account if you want to, because you have all the same features. This will start to make more sense in a few minutes. For now, let me walk you through the process. First, we're going to go to Google Business Apps and register our website. The best way to do it is just to Google search Google Business Apps. And if Google's good, which it is, it'll put itself at the very top position. So we can start here with start your free trial. Let me show you the pricing first, just to show you real quick. You can have up to 10 users, 10 email addresses essentially, for free. And only when you get past a certain amount, past 10, do you have to start paying for the service. They've changed the number of addresses you're allowed over the years. I think it used to be 50. I still have some accounts, I swear, where it's grandfathered in at 50. But either way, a lot of times the free version is enough to get you going for a long time. So let's begin here with the free version. Start now. We already own this domain. It's called howtobuildthisblog.com. Now it's asking us to create a username and password to log in. This is your email address also. So whatever you like to be your main email address is fine. I'll just make mine Paul because I can have some others that are more generic, like info, contact. I'll get into that in the future. But for now, one email address to get started is fine. This is going to be our super administration email address. So fill out your information. Pretty easy stuff here. Name, address, telephone number, number of employees. Read through their terms of service and click accept. I let it say automatically enable new free services because they used to not have all the same services that Gmail had, like your regular normal account. They've been releasing things, and now there's things for Google Apps that aren't available for the regular accounts also. And so they're just saying that whenever new stuff becomes available, go ahead and let your account have it. It's up to you, but it doesn't mean I have to use it just because it's available to me, but I let it be available. Now if you're on DreamHost, you want to come back here to your panel.dreamhost.com. So from your DreamHost web panel, go to Mail, Custom MX, Gmail. And I've already actually set this to Gmail when I was installing it. It was one of the options when I was first building it. Here we go. So you can see that howtobuildthisblog.com already uses Gmail, and it's asking for me to manage it here. If I hadn't have done that, I would have just gone into Manage Email and set it as Gmail. I'll just show you. Under Domains, Manage Domains, howtobuildthisblog.com. We can edit it. And towards the bottom it says Google hosted services. You'll need to set your domain up with Google. Okay, I had gone ahead and checked these off when I was installing the domain, but if you hadn't already, you can come in here and check these two places off to use Gmail and Google Apps and then change your settings. That's only if you hadn't already. So let's go back to Custom MX Gmail, and let's click where it says Manage It here. Okay, and it's asking me to log in. You know, I hadn't made the account yet. I just was pointing it, and what it's basically doing is saying, instead of us holding your email server, we're going to let Google take care of your email. So I'd already pointed my host towards Google. Only Google didn't have an account yet. So we just created an account over here. Now we're going to go through the process of getting this account to work with our domain. And the first thing that it's asking us to do is verify that we own the domain that we just said. Because if you didn't have to prove this step, anyone could send email from your domain. So we're going to prove that we own howtobuildthisblog.com. So let's click Verify Domain on the left menu. Let's go through the process right here. Their recommended method is to upload an HTML file, and if you don't know how to do this, you need to do it through FTP. I've got a previous tutorial about how to upload files to FTP. This is a great example of a time when you need to do that. I think they have alternative methods. They do. If I've got Google Analytics installed, that'll help. Domain name provider, or if I you can buy your domains through Google Apps too. So if I had done that, I think that would have been that section. But I'm just going to do the easiest one, which is download the HTML verification file. Okay. Click that. It's going to save to my computer. So that's finished downloading. Next I want to access my FTP for the website. I use a program called FileZilla. It's a free FTP client. Okay, so all that I need to do in the main directory, howtobuildthisblog.com, is drag this file right here over here. So I've just uploaded this Google verification file from my desktop to my FTP space in the main area. When I click verify, that's already enough time for Google to know that I own this domain. Let's continue forward with that step out of the way. I get enough email, so I'm going to turn these off. I manage enough domains. If this is your only domain, you might want to stay a part of those and get, instead of getting second-hand information, you can get information directly from Google. So the main apps that you could use is Gmail, Google Calendar, Drive and Docs, Google Contacts. These kind of all go hand in hand with each other, obviously. Let's start with Gmail. I've already got my first email. It's from Google. It says here's the way to do this next. Here's what to do next. Apparently we've already taken that step of activating our account by verifying that we own it. So I'm through with that email. And I'm now logged in to paul@howtobuildthisblog.com. I'm going to send my other email address a message just to see if this email is working, and then I'll reply back. I always put the time that I'm sending it in case you have to send a couple test messages. Well, I guess I can't send mail yet. Let's find out what the problem is. Okay, it turns out I was just being impatient. So, just to show you, I'll do a test message to my other email address. You can see I think it took about a half hour, maybe 20 minutes before things started working on their own. Sometimes it takes MX and DNS records a little bit of time to populate across the internet, so I'm notoriously impatient. So I'll send this. You can see that works just fine. There it is in my sent folder. And here it is in my other email to me@adventurepaul.com. So now I'm just going to reply back, test back at ya. And here it is in my new email, test back at ya. So now we've set up Google Business Apps for email. Calendar's very easy. Because again, everything is going to work just like your normal Gmail account that you're accustomed to, only now you're on email. And so you're also going to want to know, how do I access all this information? And we'll have some more tutorials on Google Business Apps in the future. For now, I just wanted to show you how to get it set up and working for the first time on your domain. But let me show you real quick how to log into it by logging out. The easiest place to start is google.com/A/your domain name. How to build this blog.com. Okay, that takes us to our specific landing page for logging in. And this is the back-end administration for the whole account, because remember, I'm a super administrator, and here are the individual applications that I can access. I'm just jumping over here. Okay, and the other, maybe a little easier way to remember to log in is just to go to gmail.com, if that's where you're familiar to going for your personal email. Type in your email address, and you can log in right from the Gmail interface. So that's all I'm going to show you right now. If you have any questions about this process, just let me know in the comment section below this video on the website.